girl, the gun. By dawn, they don't exist.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars, welcome to another of my classic Arnold Schwarzenegger reviews. Today I focus on the 1996 action film Eraser, a film that is directed by Chuck Russell, of course stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. We also have Vanessa Williams, the late great James Caan, James Coburn and Robert Pastorelli. Now the film focuses on Arnold Schwarzenegger's character John Kruger, who is essentially an eraser. He works for like the witness protection program, and his job is to make witnesses disappear so that they can remain safe until the trial and beyond. He is given the task of giving a new identity and keeping a witness safe, played by Vanessa Williams Lee, who is a witness to this company she worked for, who essentially are kind of selling arms, like secret guns, secret military technology and guns to foreign shores. She's got the evidence to prove this, so therefore she's got a big target on her back, and Schwarzenegger has to keep her safe. Right. My thoughts on Eraser then. Well, I've always had a bit of a soft spot for this. Now, I'm a big Arnie fan anyway, as you've probably figured out. And a lot of people consider this to be pretty much like his last blockbuster. Now, he has had hits since this, things like The Expendables, and he's had some, and a few other modest hits here and there, like Teeth. Well, Terminator 3 was a hit and all that kind of stuff, but he had this like long run in the 80s and the 90s of like hit after hit after hit, and this was pretty much the last one that certainly fans remember fondly as well. Now, while I don't think this is, right up there with his best films, it does have some really spectacular moments in it, this film, and I thought Arnold was pretty good in it as well. I think, barring a couple of dodgy CGI effects, especially with the alligators and things like that, I think the film actually does stand up pretty well today still. I've rewatched it to prepare for this review, and I was entertained throughout this whole thing, really. I thought it was, nicely put together, nicely paced, lots of great action, a couple of one-liners here and there, and yes, while it's predictable and all this kind of stuff, and a bit cringy here and there with some of the dialogue, and like I say, some of the dodgy effects here and there, it is actually still very, very watchable. I did enjoy rewatching it, and it's a few years since I've seen Eraser. I know they did a reboot or a sequel that's come out fairly recently, like a B-movie version that I haven't seen yet. When I do get around to watching that, I'll watch that, but let's be honest, we all know it's probably going to be pretty bad compared to this. I think what I also enjoyed about this film was James Caan. He plays a good villain here. Schwarzenegger's mentor. You can see the turn coming an absolute mile away, but it doesn't make it any less spectacular. And the film has some really tremendous action set pieces. There's the action set piece on the plane that I think is really good, still great today. There's the scene at the zoo, the action set piece at the zoo is pretty good, like I say, forgiving some dodgy crocodile effects or alligator effects. And the ending as well has got some pretty spectacular moments in it too. And I think what makes some of it stand out is like this technology and the weaponry that's used, like the rail guns. I mean, the effects look really good for them, and they look really cool weapons when they're being fired. And that certainly makes the film stand out because they are quite unique, and they were apparently based on like real military technology. I think rail guns are actually used quite openly now, sort of thing, but at the time they were kind of experimental still, sort of thing. So it does flow really nicely here. There's some actually good chemistry here between Schwarzenegger and Vanessa Williams as well, and thankfully they didn't go down the predictable route of making it like a romantic relationship. It's just a case of his job's to keep her safe, and he will do that at all costs, which is really, really good. Apparently as well, while researching this film was initially offered to Stallone, but he didn't like the script, so he kind of went off and did Copland, and to be fair, that exactly didn't work out terribly for him, did it? So, Stallone stepped away, Schwarzenegger stepped in, and we got, a really nicely made, well-paced action film that is, yes, very much of its time, a 90s film. And when you watch that, that definitely kind of jumps out the screen at you, sort of thing. Really convenient plot devices, and, there's almost invincible hero in the lead role that wouldn't necessarily work these days unless it was Dwayne Johnson maybe doing it. You can kind of accept him kind of playing like an invincible type hero, but it does work. It's one of those in Arnold's catalogue that I think does still stand up today. It is still very, very watchable. And yeah, I mean, if you've never seen Eraser, it's certainly one that you should certainly check out. A bit of a surprising turn for the director who did things like The Mask and what have you, Chuck Russell, but he handled it really, really well, the action here. And yeah, what else can I say about Eraser other than, it's a film you need to check out if you've never seen it. It's a film you need to revisit if you haven't watched it in a while. And let me know, guys, in the comments what other Arnie films you would like me to revisit, because I am enjoying revisiting Arnie's old classics. I'm also doing it with Tom Cruise. I'm going to be doing it with Stallone very shortly, doing some of his as well. I'm enjoying revisiting some of these iconic film stars of the past and present, sort of thing. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments if there's anything you would like me to do, and I'll give this one a pretty solid 7.5 out of 10. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be back with loads more content on the channel very, very soon.